Hey guys, so for this video I'll be ranking and reviewing Girls' Generation's full-length albums. I just did the mini albums, and then I'll also do their Japanese full-length albums separately because again it will be a very long video, but I would say that their best stuff is their Japanese work in terms of like albums. Like those are like the best ones, like if I were to just rank everything. But these are just the Korean ones, because the Korean music is more experimental and they change a lot, while their stuff in Japan is like, you know, I wouldn't say the same, but it keeps up with each release. Like it doesn't change drastically like it does for like their albums, because they change drastically with their Korean stuff. So let's get started. I do have the regular versions of these, so I'll also be uploading my collection for Girls' Generation sometime soon, so look forward to that video as well. But I'm just doing either the repackaged versions or like the other editions. So let's get so we'll start with their first full-length album, Girls' Generation. This is like the repackage, but it's not really a repackage because it doesn't come with extra songs. It just comes with a remix. So for this one, this is a very old school K-pop sounding album. Obviously it was recorded in like probably 2006, and then obviously released in 2007 and 2008. But if you're a K-pop fan prior to 2009, you're probably going to like this, while the newer K-pop fans, I think they will probably really skip on this because it's really old school sounding, as this is filled with ballads and with like really sweet lyrics. It's really, really girly. I really love this album, and I will talk about it once I rank it. But this is like it just has a lot of classic Girls' Generation songs. And what I love the most about this release is that, and why I got this, obviously for collection purposes, but this comes with like a mega mix of like the tracks in this album, which is the 14th track, and it's called Let's Go Snsd. And this is like a remix of all the songs in here, put into one long song. And this also comes with the songs Kissing You, Snsd, which is the Girls' Generation song, and Into the New World, which is their debut song. And yeah, this is like, for me, very nostalgic sounding. I love every track in here, even the ballads. But I don't know, I think a lot of new K-pop fans might not like this because it is very old school sounding. Because if they were to release something like this, it would just feel out of place. So definitely recommend giving it a listen. It's just a mix of ballads and just really sweet pop songs. Then we got the repackage of O, Run Devil Run, which is my favorite Girls' Generation album until this day, and this is actually the release that made me a So1. So that's like a little fun fact. But this release is amazing in my opinion. It's just because the back doesn't have the back does have the track list, but it's a mix of it's like a dancier version of their debut album, of their first full-length album, but more dancey. And then obviously has the sexier song, which is Run Devil Run, where they completely change it up for the first time, because everyone was surprised with the Black Soshi concept, which is the concept for Run Devil Run. And what's really, really cool about this album is that it includes G and Genie. So that's what makes it like even more perfect. Like, include two of their most iconic songs into this album and just even brings it into another level. But even if I were to not add those, if they were not to add those two tracks, I would still rank this as the best album from Girls' Generation. It's just, I really recommend listening to everything. The song Echo is really cute. Biol 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 is a really good ballad. Show Show Show. Honestly, just listen to all of this. It's like a good mix of everything, because they have the very cute side of Girls' Generation, the really sassy side, the sexy side, and then the really like emotional. So this is like a mix of everything that they've ever done, to be honest, because obviously the whole contrast between Run Double Run and Oa's concepts shows that they can both pull off the really girly and then the sexy image, and more just, I guess, independent type of woman, because the lyrics of Run Double Run just talks about not being played by a guy, and but definitely recommend listening to this. I think a lot of people don't listen to a lot of their B-sides. There's a lot of there's some songs here. There's a song called Day by Day, and there's just some songs that you can just listen to just studying. I don't know, it's just a relaxing. This is a good variety. When it comes to variety, definitely listen to Run Double Run. Then moving on to The Boys, which is their highest selling album, and unfortunately it's my least favorite. I will talk I know it's like, because this is the one I listen to the least compared to all of these five. It's just, The Boys is a really good track. It's probably one of their more experimental type of songs, along with I Got a Boy, because the girls get to like rap more, like for kind of like the first time, just because I wouldn't really count the raps in Run Double Run a rap, because they really rap in the title track. But this has some really, really good songs, and then some forgettable songs, because we got let me see, the songs that I would recommend from this are obviously the title track, Telepathy, Say Yes, Oscar, Top Secret, and Mr. Taxi, the Korean version. Other than that, I don't remember listening to this album that much. Obviously it's their highest selling album, because this comeback was really anticipated for a long time, because it was like, this is their peak era. But yeah, I don't really remember listening to the other tracks that much, aside from the ones I just recommend listening to. While this one I can listen to entirely, I can listen to this one entirely. This one, it's just forgettable, because it's filled with ballads and then really electronic songs. So while this one is kind of like that, but it doesn't sound like strange. I don't know how to really explain it, but these are like really, really slow songs, and then just, I don't know, but that's like my least favorite full-length album from them. Then we got their fourth full-length album, I Got a Boy. This is the Jessica version. Obviously, if you've seen the picture on my profile, I'm Jessica Baez, so I'm a huge OT9 stan, so I do have two other versions of this, the Taeyeon and Tiffany. But for this one, same thing with The Boys. I don't listen to this one as much, because I would say this: I Got a Boy is better than than The Boys, because this album has like two sides. it has the really playful side and then the more calm side, and it does that throughout the album. So it's like you move from like a upbeat song and they slow it down, and then upbeat and slow down. And the slow songs are not that boring or unforgettable, while the songs like the ballads here are a bit forgettable, because I don't really even remember listening to the ballads in here. But this one, yes. Obviously, I Got a Boy is their most experimental track they ever released. A lot of people hated it at first, but you grow to love it. I would say, let me look for the track list, because there's no track list on anywhere on this packaging. So, okay, let me see. Alright, so I recommend listening to, obviously there's 2 title tracks here, so Dancing Queen and I Got a Boy. Talk Talk, I recommend listening to Talk Talk, Promise, Express 99, and the last song, which is Romantic Street. So like I was talking about, like for example, it's just, they start off with upbeat songs, then they slow it down, then it goes up again, then down, then up, then down, then up, and then they finish off. And the ballads are really not forgettable, and they're fun to listen to, because sometimes when they really slow it down, those are like only the Japanese ballads work for me when they're really slow. They need to be a little bit more upbeat for me to listen to when it comes to Girls' Generation, but yeah, this one is like a mix of ballads and upbeat songs. Wow, this one is just, I feel like I'm like dragging the boys, but I love all of the albums, but compared to the other ones, this one's like forgettable. And then the last one they have right now until their 10th anniversary, Lionheart. They went back again to really solid albums. This one, I can honestly say I can listen to every single track in here and not skip it. And that's like the same case for the first 2. And SM really wanted to make this a success because of the whole Jessica thing, but I'm not even gonna get into that. But we got a lot of music videos. So we got music videos for Lionheart, You Think, Party, and then they promoted Check and Showgirls. But this album is really good. This one I can, along with Run Devil Run, highly recommend listening to this, because like I think You Think it's underrated. That should have been the hit of this album. But Lionheart is more like public friendly, so I get why it was like the song that was the most successful in this era, along with Party. And then other than that, I really recommend listening to Check and Fire Alarm are some of my favorite ones as well. But this one is like the best way to describe it is like a very show type of album. Like, I don't know, I see it like a theater kind of album. It's just very theatrical. So they did some for their concert, the songs that they picked from this, I loved when they performed them live on Fantasia. So, and I think I'll be getting the You Think version one day, but I have the Lionheart version because I like the pictures more. So now just ranking them as a whole. First place goes to Run Devil Run. Second place goes to Lionheart. Third place goes to Baby Baby or Girls' Generation. Fourth place goes to The Boys. I mean, not The Boys. I Got a Boy. And fifth place and last place, basically, The Boys. So kind of there's a summary. I think just to general, like to summarize each album, because it really depends on your taste of music. So this one, probably like the most great mix of songs, and it includes two extra title tracks from their mini albums, so that's a plus. And it's just, this one has everything that you love about Girls' Generation. This one is just mainly upbeat with one or two ballads. I don't remember. I think there's like 2 ballads in here. This one, extremely old school sounding. So I think a lot of like newer K-pop fans would probably rank their first full-length album as last, because it's just, I guess if you can say, outdated to what the current sound is like right now, because these two could be released and still be successful, but this one is very old school. Then I Got a Boy is like I said previously, playful and sweet. And then this one is it has really good songs and then some forgettable songs. So I don't really mean to drag on The Boys, and I would have really liked for SM to like make a repackage of this, because there's like another version of this, which is the Mr. Taxi version, and I actually have it signed. But they really should have made a music video for Trick or Oscar, because those are really good songs. Those could have been singles for Girls' Generation. But there's some like fun song. Let me see. Lazy Girl song, that's like Jessica's song. And Mr. Taxi, but that's like an old previous single in Japan. But Vitamin and Sunflower are forgettable. How Great Is Your Love? I don't remember it that much, but yeah, so comment down below ranking these albums. That's like my opinion, so I know not everyone's going to agree, so I just want to obviously make videos before the 10th anniversary, so I hope this was at least fun to listen to. And if you haven't checked out their B-sides, please do. I think a lot of people tend to forget that they have really good albums aside from like their title tracks. Yeah, obviously if you're a Soan you would know, but this is also for the people who might not know of Girls' Generation. So look forward to my Japanese album ranking, which I think is probably the most difficult ones, because those albums are amazing. Those are the ones that I can listen to every single song and not skip. That if there's anything you should listen to Girls' Generation is their Japanese albums, because they're really cohesive. While these are so experimental, they're all very different. Like they always change it up when they come back in Korea, which I really like, and then they always go back to their, like, I guess, to their Japanese sound, and it's a good contrast. So yeah, so I guess I rambled a bit, but I hope this video was interesting. Again, I'm really hoping to get the albums that I'm missing to make my collection video, and I'll be unboxing the new Girls' Generation album and the Jessica album as well, because obviously I'm going to pre-order those once they are announced. And yeah, so please support the girls on their comeback, because we have to make it memorable for 10 years of amazing music. So bye guys.